Hello, welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Dan Costa. He is Sasha Segan, and we've got a great show for you today. We're going to break down the top tech news of the day, show you one cool thing from the shelf in the lab, and answer some of your reader questions. Let's start with the big news of the day. This broke last night. Apple is going to buy Beats Audio.
Well, Apple is supposedly going to buy Beats Audio.
We're pretty sure about this for a supposed $3.2 billion. That is a very big deal. It's the biggest acquisition Apple's made in a very long time. And when you think Beats Audio, you think, oh, Apple's buying a headphone company. But it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, well, first of all, so Apple has not confirmed this, and Beats has not confirmed this, but all sorts of random people who are kind of associated with Beats, like the rapper Tyrese, he confirmed it randomly.
Via Instagram.
Yeah, via Instagram. So it's leaking out all over the place. And if this doesn't happen, it'll be interesting to see what Tyrese thought was happening. But in any case, okay, so yeah, Apple's not buying a headphone company. The headphones are a gift with purchase. Apple is buying a relationship with the music industry. And Beats has a tremendous relationship with the music industry. Apple is buying Jimmy Iovine from Universal, who is tightly tied to Beats and is this, you know, this huge music industry mogul, because Apple sees iTunes at one point had this grip on digital music, and Apple sees these streaming services.
Most people thought of it more like a stranglehold on digital music.
Exactly, and Apple sees these streaming services, Pandora, Spotify, Slacker, and even Amazon, kind of cutting into their position in the music space. So by buying Beats, what they're buying are these label relationships and these industry relationships and these people, Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre, other people who are associated with Beats, to cement themselves as the premier provider of online music.
Yeah, because if you think about it, iTunes has really lost a step, but it went from, in a very short period of time, dominating the digital music industry. Everybody used iTunes, everybody had it installed. Now all these streaming services, Spotify, I use Slacker all the time, going into iTunes seems antiquated. Owning tracks seems like an antiquated concept right now. They need the buzz, they need the marketing. Apple is really a media company as much as it is a hardware company, and this is a move that reflects that.
And Apple has tried to do music streaming services in the past. They've tried several times, and they've never quite taken off. But Beats streaming service is starting to take off. So is that going to be Apple's streaming play? That's the question right now.
So we think it's going to happen. We don't have confirmation yet, but there are a lot of Instagram tweets. Check it out on PCMag.com. You can see those tweets and those Instagram posts. Also in the news, the Snapchat has been slapped by the FTC. I did get that out.
Snapchat slapped.
It's the Snapchat slap. Snapchat, of course, promises that your messages will instantly disappear forever.
And anyone who has ever used Snapchat for more than 30 seconds knows that is a bald-faced lie.
Yeah, your messages actually can be captured by the recipient and then redistributed. Snapchat actually does some tracking on its own. It was tracking users' locations. They're getting some information from their address books, and the FTC rightly came in and said, you're not telling the truth, you've got to pay a fine.
Yeah, I mean, Snapchat, you know, 5 minutes after Snapchat came out, people were finding ways to screen cap Snapchat. And even when Snapchat started slapping down, you know, relatively weak security, people were just using their camera phones to take pictures of Snapchat posts and then posting them. So Snapchat's whole privacy thing is a little bit of a smokescreen. And it's good that the government stepped up and said, hey, you can't assure people of comfort and in privacy when you're really not providing that at all.
Yeah, and the lesson being, on the internet, you're not really anonymous. If you post something and put it up on the internet, you will probably, it could be exposed to the public. Do not treat it like it's a secret. It's not a secret. Even secret is not a secret.
Yeah.
Finally today, we've got the Federal Election Committee unanimously approving Bitcoin for political donations, because that is what our electoral process needs: more money.
100% of donations going to Rand Paul.
Now, they say that these donations will have to have a name attached to them. You have to prove that you own the Bitcoins. So there's no anonymous donations. That was immediately what I thought was, you know, these are going to fuel anonymous donations. You have to have a name attached to it. But why is this necessary in our political process? I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the trend right now in America. And the trend right now in America is a complete evaporation of all regulations around money and politics. And basically, you know, politicians can go out there and solicit as much money as they can from people with as much money as possible, and whoever has the most money wins.
And then so they're allowing Bitcoins, but they don't know exactly how to do it. One commissioner says there's a $100 cap per person per electoral cycle.
But considering how much the amount of dollars per Bitcoin varies, what does that mean?
Yeah, you're gonna have to log how much it's worth on that day that it's contributed. But another commissioner, the chairman of the commission, actually says no. This is actually more like donating art, and therefore you could donate up to $2,600 per person per electoral cycle. They literally do not know what they're doing. This is technology in the wrong hands. This is what it looks like. Let's get to our reader question. We take our reader questions on Facebook, on email, on Twitter, or you can just write us a letter. That works too.
Yeah, Steve sent me an email the other day with a question that was very close to my heart, which is he said he wants a high-spec, business-ready smartphone that is, however, modestly sized. He's seen high-end flagship smartphones just become bigger and bigger and bigger, and he wants to know, other than the iPhone, what is out there that is respectable and powerful, but is not huge? And the answer, of course, is my Moto X.
Very respectable, very powerful.
Absolutely. The Moto X is a great little smartphone. I use it. A lot of other tech reviewers use it. It's kind of a cult object among tech reviewers right now because it's fast, elegant, well-designed. It's full of features that don't get in your way, but instead help you do the things that you want to do. And it's a one-handed smartphone. Most Android phone manufacturers, when they think small, they think low cost. They think kind of crappy. They think defeatured. And that's not what we see with the Moto X. So I'm very excited for the Moto X Plus 1, which is supposedly possibly coming out on May 13th. I'll be writing about that. And if you're interested in a smaller, high-quality smartphone, definitely take a look at the Apple iPhone 5S, but also take a look at what Motorola is doing.
Very cool. Let's move on to one cool thing. We test thousands of products here in our lab in New York City. Every day we take one thing off the shelf and show it to you live on camera. The iPad Air is a great tablet. It's obviously a best-selling tablet, but a lot of people want to use a keyboard with it, and this is one of the best keyboards we've tested. It's super light. It actually doubles as a cover. It docks to it. It's a very comfortable keyboard. I've typed on it. It's not quite, it's not Lenovo ThinkPad great keyboard, but it's definitely better than typing against a hard glass screen.
Yeah, I mean, what Logitech has great customer loyalty. People love Logitech products, and it's really for two big reasons. One, they're known to be durable and reliable and consistently high quality. They do not generally break on you. But also, the Logitech keyboards are really comfortable keyboards. They're quality keyboards, good keys, good throw, nice, very Mac-like feel on this keyboard, and that's why we like this one.
$100, and the battery lasts for about 3 months with about 2 hours a day of usage, so you're not going to be constantly charging it all the time. Pretty cool device. You can check out the full review on PCMag.com. That's PCMag Live for today. Tune in next week for a brand new show. We'll be here.